Namaste. Welcome, beautiful souls. Blessings for Mabon, for the upcoming autumnal equinox, and to our friends in the Southern Hemisphere. Blessings to you as well, too, as you move towards the season, towards the spring, towards Ostara. And I hope you are all well, too, as the season begins to warm. Today, I thought I would offer messages of equinox, messages of balance. Just going to get my chat open in YouTube. And I think that I'm going to use Lisa St. Croix's deck for your card today. I'll talk a little bit about this deck in just a moment. There we go. I hope that you are all well. Hello, Danielle. Okay, there we go. All right, all is set up. I have on the table cards from the Wildwood Tarot, and I thought I would read just a little bit from A Year in the Wildwood, just to kind of get us in the mood of the change of the season and the equinox that we are moving towards at the end of the week. The wheel turns. This is written by Alison Cross. Correct? Yes, Alison Cross. Haven't read this book in a while. The wheel turns, the days grow shorter. And now we reach the autumn equinox, where the hours of darkness balance perfectly with the hours of light. It is dusk as we arrive at the wheel, and hanging on the loom is an unfinished garment of ever-changing hue, showing us the cycles of nature. The wheel represents all cycles of change, from the great wheels, the cycle of seasons, the orbits of the planets and the heavens, right through the small wheels, those personal cycles of our own actions and their consequences. Everything changes, all the time, just as love spins down from a dizzy madness to something slower, settled, and mature, so grief's sharp spokes are slowly softened by the passage of time and our acceptance of loss. Sometimes we are too close to the center of the wheel to see the changes on the rim, too deeply involved to see the wheels moving within the wheels. We can be too close to the stitches in the garment to see the blessing in the disappointment or the fleeting nature of success. The wheel asks you to accept that change is inevitable, but also see how you can change the pattern of the garment by changing your own small cycles. You don't need to keep repeating the same story. At any time, you can cut the threads, change the pattern, and create a new garment for yourself. You carry the scissors and the threads at all times. And I think this is a really important message to embrace as we enter this time of great change. There's often a resistance as the seasons change and as the wheels turn. These three cards mark this particular season in the Wildwood Tarot, and I may draw a card for you from this deck today. And as well, I have Lisa St. Croix's Tarot on the table, which is a deck that I, believe it or not, have never worked with. I have had it in hand. I have leafed through it many a time. However, I've had it out and I've decided it's one that I'm going to use on a regular basis. And one of the reasons for this is I love its equanimity. And I think when we're talking about balance, we're talking about finding and being in peace and harmony with other cultures, other people, with time, with change. I think this is a really beautiful deck to represent that sort of energy. And because this is a fairly new deck to me, though it is Waite-Smith based, I may very well read from the words of Lisa as well too. And I decided some time ago when this version of the deck was going to be discontinued to purchase it. It now is a borderless deck, and you can't get this version with the orange borders. So it also kind of looks really nice with the seasons outside. Yeah. So welcome to all of you, and I hope that as you move through the weekend ahead, you can find some time to contemplate this idea of equanimity, finding peace, restoring peace. I was talking last hour about justice, about adjustment, and how it really is our responsibility to act, to dance with life, and to find and to restore these imbalances on our own, and not to wait for them to happen. There was this one line, I think this is actually kind of brilliant. This one's from the Wildwood Tarot. And this is the book that's written by Mark Ryan and John Matthews. The other one was by Alison Cross. This is also for the wheel card. Life is what happens to you when you are waiting for it to begin. Life is what happens to you while you are waiting for it to begin. And if you are waiting for things to find balance, if you are waiting to find peace, if you are waiting for great things to come, then the message is do something about it. We have, yes, of course, there is divine will, but we also have free will. And I want to remind all of you of that. It's a very important thing to remember. All right, I want to welcome you all, and then I will do a reading for the collective. Also want to acknowledge new member. Now that's quite a name, Hold Bagoli 808. Welcome. Thank you for joining my channel. Welcome to Danielle. Nice to see you. Haven't seen you in ages. And hello, Janine and Laura. Greetings, Donna, Saskia, Kalaspara, Dee, and anybody else here. All right, excellent. You're talking about your orders, your online orders. So I'm going to do a reading for the equinox, for the collective. What would you like to bring into balance? What would you like to bring into greater harmony in your life? And what action could you take this weekend? What small step could you take to invite that change in your life? Thank you, Donna. Wow. So this is, it's funny. I pulled a card. I forget what I was asking. Something about this theme. And this is the same card. This is the Six of Swords. So let me talk a little bit about where we are in the astrological year. So we will be entering into Libra season on the weekend, Friday, Saturday. And the card in the tarot that represents Libra is justice, or sometimes it's called adjustment. And on the tree of life, the justice card takes us from the challenges of the fives to the peace and harmony and balance of the sixes. And I think this is a beautiful card for peace and harmony. There's this balance, if you will, of trusting and allowing the divine to, and co-creating with the divine. And this is a card for me that is a lot about trust. But I think our responsibility here comes in letting go of the past, letting go of the old, letting go of that which no longer serves. And you can see that in all of the fives, that there is something that we must release in order to embrace the peace and the light and the balance and the harmony of the sixes. So I hope that as all of you move towards peace, harmony, balance, and intend, and you do something about it. Take a small step and trust that Spirit will work with you to move forward. I think this is just a perfect card. So let's use this card as our sort of general theme for today as I draw a card for each of you. And if you would like a card from the St. Croix Tarot or from the Wildwood, of course I have others on my table as well too. I've also, and I want to do a walkthrough. I'm absolutely in awe of this new deck that I have. The artwork is absolutely stunning, and I'm mad. Actually, why don't I draw a card from this deck as well too? I'm going to shuffle this one. The guidebook it's so moving, so moving. Let go of stuff I cannot change. I feel like we shall be repeating this serenity prayer. Yeah. Sorry, I need to give this deck a good shuffle. It was all in order for teaching. All right. This just so beautiful. This is the harvest. And I suppose this is the card of action. Look how beautiful these two cards look together. This is the Eight of Earth. And this feels like a beautiful co-creation with with you, the gardener of your life, and the way that nature will, the divine will. So together you weave and you create. It's really beautiful. Okay. So if you would like to get in the queue for a card or two for this season, go ahead and let Donna know. And I also want to welcome, this is Amelia. Amelia is has joined the class that just started. And I'm really excited that this will be the my last time teaching this particular class, and I'm trying to include everything that I can. It's quite a, what can I say? There's a lot that's offered in this particular course, and I am broadcasting live once a week, but the replays are available at any time. So whenever you feel like popping into this class, you can join in. Yeah. And just while I am talking about me, my courses, and all of that, this weekend is the first episode of Tarot Through the Chakras Revisited. And this will be a monthly broadcast. It is an integration of courses that I previously taught called Tarot Through the Chakras 1 and 2. And this is a YouTube live stream, and you will receive documents with this class. Yeah. Okay. So that starts this Saturday. My website, all the courses are available through the shop on my website. Okay. So, Helen. All right. So I think I'm going to start with Danielle. And these decks look really beautiful together. I might draw one card from each deck. That's not what I was planning, but I think that would be wonderful. Okay. This is a message for the equinox for Danielle. And if you have specific questions, please feel free to put those into the chat as well, too. And I was asking a few minutes ago, what is it that you would like to bring into greater balance this season? Okay. This is a stunning card. Okay, Danielle, have a good look at this. This is definitely a card of change. Moving from one perception to another. And you see the rainbow that's going through here. This is a perfect card, Danielle. I know this is not the way that one would necessarily interpret a Ten of Wands, but this is a look at how I can balance the day and the night, how I can balance my solar energy with my lunar energy, my dark and powerful and divine feminine self with the part of myself that may be leaving me a little adrenally fatigued. So as this figure is moving towards the night, I would suggest contemplating an aspect of your divine feminine self that you could work with, particularly this weekend, and maybe speaking to the goddess herself directly. How can we help to deepen understanding of Danielle's journey towards her divine feminine self? Perhaps lessening some of the strain that her solar self has been experiencing. Now, this is just mind-blowing. This is the Libra Queen. And part of her message, Danielle, is exactly that, in slaying, quite literally, slaying what no longer serves. In this particular iteration, you can see her. She is moving forward. She is also moving from the light towards the dark. So she is crossing through the season, embracing the dark. And I think we can all sort of pick up on this message as we move towards the longer nights, as we move towards the darkness, then let's embrace her. Let's let her shine a little more intensely in our hearts, in our bodies, in our minds, and in our hearts. And, one of the funniest things about the Queen of Air is that, and perhaps this is something to reconcile as well, too, as part of the notion of balance, is that this queen who really doesn't need anybody, is the one who stands over relationship. Libra season is about relationship. And so she stands very strong in her independence and in her wisdom and in her ability to cut cords and to cut ties. Yeah. Danielle was part of many, many classes that I taught a few years ago. And so it's with a big smile that I share that with you. Let's go to Dee's comment. We need to take the light of our spirit with us. Queen of Swords stands in her light. Beautiful. Okay. All right. This message is for Laura. First one from Lisa St. Croix's deck. Okay, so we have a 5, which is, as I was saying, this is part of the energy of, this is on the path of the Justice card. So this is what you are moving through. This is what interesting. This is what was on the bottom of the deck. It is time, sweet one. And I also want to acknowledge the synchronicity here too, even though a lot of these decks have different schedules, different cards coming up for different times of the year. There's these brilliant synchronicities, and I read from the words of Alison Cross, and she says, everything changes all the time, just as love spins down from a dizzy madness to something slower, settled, and mature. So grief's sharp spokes are slowly softened by the passage of time and our acceptance of loss. And our acceptance of loss is that, of course, energy never goes away. It's always going to be with us, but we choose to move through it so we can continue to live life. As I shared in that other quote, that if we choose not to participate in life, it's going to go on, regardless. Now, that quote was a lot more eloquently put. Somebody wants to light a fire underneath your butt, Laura. This is an extraordinary ray of light here. I feel like this is a reading of it's time. It's time to get going. It's time to act in a way that something has been holding you back. Something has been holding you back, and I know part of it is your knees. Now, let's tie this in. So, knees are Saturn, right? Knees are Saturn. Saturn is restriction and limitations. And so, look at this in as many different ways as you can, different layers you can unpeel. Because, as I have expressed before, the injury with the knees, and this will be felt, of course, in your hips, your mobility in general. I would say it's time. It's time. Donna also offers that knees are our path in life. And I have my own knee stories, and I know they are very challenging. I'm just going to read to you just a couple of lines from the words of Joanna Kate Grant. With gratitude, she makes her way up the spiral stairway behind him and walks out onto the parapet to look for a familiar landscape. She sees a castle in the distance and a woman with a golden cloak galloping her horse upon the shores of a burning lake. The sun hangs lower in the endless blue skies, and it is time for her to go, to walk back down the steps, knowing that everything is as it should be, stepping back again through the portal of the hallways of beginnings. I feel this is a message of acknowledging the spiral of time. The spiral of time, the ins and the outs and the weavings, and it's all part of a great, grand symphony. So to embrace every feeling, every falling, every rising, to stand back like the Queen of Swords and to see if you can figure out and look at this whole great grand landscape that you are a part of, because it is very exciting. I really like this artwork for you, Laura. And if you have a favorite Waite Smith inspired deck where you see someone holding their torch, standing up for what they believe in, standing up for their own essence, standing up for themselves, I think this would be brilliant to put that on your altar for the weekend. Okay. Okay. And Amelia, I haven't forgotten that you requested a reading, a counting with the counting of the cards, and I will get to that. I just haven't had time. And if you are playing with firecrackers, Laura, be careful. Okay. So, welcome to Amelia. This is her first reading ever on my channel, and it's lovely to have you here. All right. So, as you move towards, oh, this is cool. So, this is also a Libra card, and I would suggest this is a card of taking time, space, creating sacred space for you, for your healing. This is a very relevant card in that a lot of the things that I have said as far as cutting cords, leaving behind what no longer serves, part of that process is taking time to integrate that experience. And this is a card of integration. It's a reset card to build a new foundation from which you can grow more strongly. Sorry, I believe it's Emilia. If you heard Amelia, it's Emilia. Yeah. Oh, this is okay. And because of the element that's offered in the second card, and this feels very sort of harvesty, I would say that your restoration, your integration would best be served with a natural component, an earth-centric component, like going to a farmer's market this weekend. If there is a garlic festival, or there's an opportunity to do your own harvesting, or to take a long, leisurely walk in your favorite wooded area. This is not an athletic endeavor, but it's a connection. It's a connection with nature, something very slow. All of the princes, and the knights are on a quest to understanding something more deeply within. So this is a gift for yourself. And if this is a weekend where you're connecting with friends and family and it's going to be really busy for you, I would suggest to perhaps turn something down and schedule some time for yourself. Okay? Thank you. Thank you for the super chat, Janine. Okay. Well, always, Janine, I would say breathe. Breathe. And to take that very seriously. So before you get out of bed in the morning, place your hands on your belly, or if you want to sit up in bed, belly breathing in a supine position is so beautiful. Just breathe. Just breathe. Take a few slow, deep breaths, saying to yourself, I've got this. I've got this. Belly breathing, so full abdominal breathing, full diaphragmatic breathing, can be very calming, very helpful. So anytime you start to feel tachycardic, your heart begins to race, you start to feel a little overwhelmed, find a space where you can lie down and just focus on your breath. Okay, that's my best piece of advice for this. Okay, now fresh air is also really, really important. Fresh air is very important in this regard. I'll draw from this deck, and then I'll shuffle the other one while I'm talking about this particular card. As I was shuffling, this card was on the bottom of the deck, and it really caught my eye. This is the golden ratio. This is the golden ratio. This is the golden ratio that we see in all of Kelly Burton's decks. This is the nature, the balance in nature. This is the perfection in nature. I would say this is a message that has already been stated today, that you are exactly where you are. This is exactly how things are meant to unfold. But I would take this idea of the golden ratio and to be in awe of it, to actually slice an apple and to look at the magic, the pentacle in the center of the apple, to find peace in the beauty of a raindrop on a spider web, and to actually sit with it, and to perhaps, I can see some tears welling up and some tears moving through you in awe of the beauty that surrounds you. Finding gratitude. Finding gratitude. Swords. Oh gosh, I just about dropped all the cards on the floor. Swords, the element of air, is the element of the heart chakra. This is, I would say, Janine, gratitude feels very significant here. Fire plus water equals air. Your truth lies in the discipline of a focused practice such as this. Okay, just a second. This deck wants one more shuffle. There we go. That's better. Sometimes... This is a gorgeous card. This is 3 of fire. This feels like also a going within card. Something is arising from within. The layers that are being peeled away from you are making space for your gold to emerge. If you can visualize, and when the way you're describing it might feel like shattered glass, you might feel like your nerves are a little fried. And just imagine that as just layers that are falling away, falling away. Your inner beauty is as perfect as the golden ratio is in nature. I'm going to read a couple of words from Joanna for you. This deck is just gorgeous. Eventually, she lets the vision go. The colors fading like a watercolor picture hung for too long in the sun. But if she listens carefully, even to this day, she can still hear them laughing somewhere in a place she cannot see. Ooh, I'm going to need to go back. These are very long stories. Okay, let me read this to you. Kind of jumping in midway in a story, but let's start here. The matriarch invites her towards the cauldron, and she gazes cautiously into its swirling, luminescent depths. A kaleidoscope of colors, patterns. A kaleidoscope of colors, patterns, the surface, and she finds herself swimming through silver seas like a selkie, to peer as if through a window to see 3 golden children. A boy, 2 girls playing on a wide sandy beach. The eldest, her russet blonde hair falling in waves, murmurs to her younger brother, while the youngest of the 3, a girl with dark hair and olive skin, chatters and laughs while her siblings confer. They glance up at her, aware of her presence, their faces questioning. She tells them to go and play, to have fun, and to make as much noise as they wish. She dreams them a playground containing all the beautiful things they have ever desired and all the food they could ever want. She fills the vision with warmth, safety, sunlight, and peace. She watches them there, these children, as she and her siblings once were, and although her tired heart is breaking, the power of love runs through her. Although her tired heart is breaking, the power of love runs through her. The power to create and to recreate again, to birth whatever reality she desires from the eternal Mother of Fire. Eventually, she lets the vision go, the colors fading like a watercolor picture hung for too long in the sun. But if she listens carefully, even to this day, she can still hear them laughing somewhere in a place she cannot see, but which she knows is there, free to be who they are in every way they can. And so in piecing together these messages, it is a choice. It is a choice to allow the beauty. It is a choice to allow this inner gold and magic of yours to emerge, and perhaps in a very practical way, as I suggested at the beginning, is your connection with and gratitude for a mirroring beauty in nature. And I would suggest that you listen to the replay and just listen to that paragraph a couple of times and feel it in your heart, and know that you can find your joy and be in your beauty, and simultaneously you can let it go and move forward. Okay, I want to wish you, as always, blessings through this difficult time. Okay. Helen is next with a question above. Yes, I'm happy to share that with you. This is the Thoth Journey Tarot. The second deck is the Thoth Journey Tarot. This is the Aquarius edition, and it is by Joanna Kate Grant, and the artwork. Oh, this is, I keep getting an email from them. They want a review of this deck. I'm going to give them an excellent, excellent review. Now, I am reading to you from a very large guidebook. I'm sorry, I don't remember. I ordered this a while ago. So this is the large guidebook, and it has huge illustrations of each of the cards. And then there is it's almost like the Fool journeys into each of the cards, and there's like an impression of the experience of the card. It's really beautiful. Yeah. And I will do why don't I do that tomorrow? I'll do a full walkthrough of this deck because it's just stunning. And if you are doing a decan walk, if you are studying the Thoth Tarot, it is closely aligned with the Thoth Tarot. And at the same time, it's very intuitive and very personal. Yeah. Okay. Is there anyone else who would like a card? Oh, Helen. Sorry. Helen. Helen is next with a question above. Okay. So just for your information, Donna is an excellent record keeper. And if you would like dates for any of your past readings, she can get that to you. So if you would like, you can email me through my website. Let me know your contact information, and I will get Donna to send you that information. Not just Janine, but anybody else who's looking for some connections of past readings. This is a reading for Helen for the upcoming equinox, bringing awareness to that which the energy that is calling itself into balance. And let's remove the shoulds and the shoulds from the questions. What energy is calling to me? What energy is wanting to be closer and to come into balance at this time? Sometimes it's hard to get shoulds out of questions, but I just offer that because it's very disempowering. This is a very poignant card. There's a few different decks so this is Four of Pentacles. This is another one of those messages. This too shall pass. This reminds me of many times on holidays, particularly summer holidays, or where you just have this beautiful moment, and you don't want to go home. You don't want to leave. And know that the joy and the beauty and all that you are creating, that energy will be with you moving forward. It's important to absorb that experience and then let it go. Fours create a new foundation, a new solidity from which to go forward. And we just need to be mindful not to hang out there too long. I'm going to just see if Lisa has something to add to that. I love this artwork. Focus on building the castle without concern about the tide, right? It's about the experience. It's about the journey. It's not about the result. Four of Pentacles. zodiacally speaking, comes around the new year. And as we make intentions at that time of year, I think we also are in the journey of releasing as well too. Be in the process, be in the flow. Allow the tide to move in and the tide to move out. Much like the message at the very beginning today. Gosh, this is a gorgeous card. I see the star also as a journey card, Helen. And while Aquarius, this is not a water card, and Aquarius is not water, I'm really picking up on the energy of water in both of these cards, and I would suggest that is the element that you want to connect with this weekend. Perhaps you will find your flow, you will find your balance and your harmony through connection with that particular element. Follow and trust your guiding light. There's also this aspect with the star too. Also, there's so many. I mean, the star is it's a complex card. It is expansive. It is co-ruled by Jupiter. No, it's not. I'm thinking of the cosmic, the cosmic connections that are available to you. An opportunity is opening, and I feel like you might miss this out due to self-deprecation. Like it's going to feel too shiny, it's going to feel too bright. As opportunities, as windows open, at least, Helen, explore them fully. And I think the connection with the first card is that it may not come to pass, but what's important is that you try it at least. This is a card of renewal and rebirth. And the woman in this card gazes upon a moment of purity and continuity, a sense of forever. As the star woman stands beside her with love in her eyes, saying nothing, there is no need for words. As far as practices go, silence feels really important here. And I know I said this for somebody else, but this also feels like it would really help this weekend for you to create an extended, like a whole day if possible, for you to be just with yourself in and I know silence is really hard, but it's an amazing, amazing practice to get away from the noise, to leave your phone at home, to be with you, because ultimately the answer lies within you. what is awakening and what is opening, but I feel like there is something in this mundane world that is ready for you. I wonder if, I don't know why, my hands just feel really important here. Maybe these are the twinkling stars. So water, silence, keep all your senses open, explore any opportunities as they move towards you, open the doors, open the windows. And as I said, it might not fully, this is an odd message. This next opportunity might be the stepping stone to the next one. So maybe that's it. So maybe it won't, like I said, it's too bright and it's too shiny, but you're still supposed to explore it anyway, because it's part of the journey. It's part of the process. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Thanks, Helen. Two years ago, I started what's the word? Like a year where you don't buy a bunch of stuff. I forget the expression. And I think that year I bought a total of 3 decks. And I'm always, have YouTube on, watching other channels or just looking at other people's thumbnails and titles. And honestly, I've been feeling overwhelmed with the number of channels that are about I feel like there's this pressure to keep buying and buying. Depthier, thank you. You always got to have the newest and the shiniest, and there's the truth is there's probably, you could buy a deck a day any given year. And when I, a couple of years ago, started this depth year, and I decided I need to continue with this principle, because there are decks like the Saint Croix Tarot that I purchased with intention but haven't had time to explore. And so I don't need another 7 or 8 or 10 decks. And yet, once in a while, a very special deck like this will come along, and so I will purchase it, but it's more conscious. It's more conscious. Yeah, and I really appreciate what Donna is saying here. Learning, and I know, some people don't like the educational component of my channel, so, then you don't need to watch it. If you like my educational stuff, then please, give my videos a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. But I'm on a journey to learn myself, and everything that I share on my channel is part of my own process. And I love this. I love learning and exploring and expanding my self, right? Expanding my energy body. And I want to share that with you. I love it. And I just, yeah. So I just wanted to share that. I've really been feeling overwhelmed with the stuff that I see on YouTube. It's a lot. Okay. So that is a wrap for today. I want to wish you all blessings through the weekend, whether you are in the southern hemisphere, welcoming in spring, or you are in the northern hemisphere and welcoming in autumn. May you find a moment to intentionally move towards balance, that which you are bringing towards balance, and act in some way, in some small way, act to co-create that balance with the divine. Okay? Good night, Saskia. Good afternoon to some of you, and I will see you all very soon. Namaste. Thank you, Donna.